Well, welcome to Monks Alive. That last scene, that sunset, it always gets me because it's always it's always crooked, and I keep meaning to fix it, and I always forget. But welcome everybody, and hey, we got two old friends on here. You've seen Tony. Well, long lost Don is back with us. Hey, man.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, yeah. So how's everything going with you guys?
Doing good here. Just, organizing everything, get ready to leave.
Yeah, Tony, it just seems like it's insane that it's gone that quick.
Where are you leaving?
I'm leaving on October 8th for Yuma, Arizona.
Oh, going back to down there, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So we got Kevin online, and we got Devil Dog online. It's always good to see Devil Dog out here. So Don, you and that Marine, you guys can do that secret handshake. Oh me. Just typing a little bit. Well, yeah, I just got back last Thursday. Man, it was a great trip, Tony, but it wore me out.
Well, hiking in sand is never fun.
No, no, and it was pretty. It was fun to watch everybody having fun, but I think I'm done with Great Sand Dunes. I don't think I'm ready to go back anytime. So,
That's something you should have done like 40 years ago, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I got to the point trying to get up High Dune. There was one spot where the grade, I forgot what it was, but it was steep. And I would count 20 steps and stop. Don, it made me think of some of the mountains there and we went through. But yeah, I do 20
more,
steps.
20 more, 20 more.
Yeah. And finally got to the top. And my goal was to get to High Dune, which it's not the tallest dune in the national park, but it's the second tallest. And then I was going to do the Milky Way from there. Well, I get there and there's a dozen people camped out up there.
Wow.
And lights flashing and, and sound and noise. And I said, I can't do this. So I hiked back down and went to another dune and got my photos from there. It still got good Milky Way shots, but it was not what I was expecting. So, but man, it was hard. And then Chaco Canyon. Have either of you guys been to Chaco Canyon?
No.
I don't think I know that one.
It's a national, it's not a national park, it's a national preserve, I guess. But it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And it's got these ruins from these ancient pueblos that lived there between 800 and 1200. And their structures are still there. And it's amazing to see. And
I had to look it up because I graduated high school in New Mexico, but I don't think I'd ever heard of it.
Yeah, check it out, Don. It now that one's worth going back. There's so much to do there.
Yeah.
But then again, they have these, they call them great houses, and they're sort of a half circle. The one wall is flat, and then it's got a circular space. And all those flat walls are lined up to the equinox of the sun. So there's a big thing going on in about another week when the equinox is there, and the sun will rise over the top of all of those flat walls. And they're spread out over 15 miles. So they can't see each other. You can't see one structure from the other because there's mesas and there's, buttes and all kinds of stuff out there. So you can't see, but they line them up perfectly. Yeah. And then there's a place
I
called,
just marked it.
okay. There's a place called the Fajada Butte. And that's supposedly where it all started. On top of that butte, there's some petroglyphs, and there's a petroglyph of they made a calendar. And I talked about that before, this 18 and a half circled spiral petroglyph. And they had two rocks up, and the sun would shine through those rocks and split that petroglyph in half. And so I got this, I'm really tickled with it. I got this one picture of the Milky Way, and it looks like it's coming right out of the top of that butte. And so it's actually 16 pictures that I stitched together and made this panorama. So
Cool.
it was really neat. It was really neat.
When's that coming out on your channel?
Let's see. Wednesday, I've got my first video from Great Sand Dunes. Friday will be the second video from this Great Sand Dunes, and that will be the Milky Way from there. And then next Friday will be the Chaco Canyon, talking about it, and then the following Friday. So it's about 3 weeks from now before the Milky Way shot will come out.
Did you go out there by yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And and nothing works the way you plan it, because I was going to go to this one ruin that's up on top of a mesa. I'm looking at the map, and it was supposed to be a half-mile walk up to it and back. Well, it's a hard climb through this little opening to go up the rocks, and you go up about 50 feet climbing these rocks to get to the first level of the mesa. And I couldn't find the trail to go on up, so I found another trail. I thought it would hook around to it. That was a circular trail. It was a loop trail, and the 1 mile up and back was now going to turn into a 3.5 mile loop. And I didn't take any water with me. So bad sign. So I started out, and I get to this place they call the Staircase. It's about 2 miles in, and the trail just disappeared. So I'm following these footprints. There's some footprints there, and I thought, well, that maybe that's what's going. So I go follow these footprints for another nearly half mile, and they just disappeared. There was no return footprints. They just were gone. I don't know what happened. So now I'm trying to say, okay, I could probably rock scramble up to the top of that mesa and find the trail. Or I could fall out here and nobody would know I'm here. Or I could get up to the top of it and I couldn't find the trail. And so now I'm really in a fix. So I circled back and I came back. So my little 1 mile loop turned into almost 5. And
With no,
5 with
And I
no
still-
water out there. That's not good, Dan.
yeah, it was stupid. It was, I just
Can't
thought,
say I
oh,
haven't
let me-
done that before. Remember
Yeah.
One time, put my day pack on and lock up the Jeep, take off. I get about 2 miles in and take my pack off, grab my water bottle. Well, my water bottle was on the floor in the Jeep. It
Oh,
wasn't in my
no.
pack anymore. And I'm like, I'm out in the middle of the desert. Turn around,
Yeah.
go back, get some water.
Not good. Not good. It was, and there's no shade out there. So, it's like it's in the desert because there's no shade at all. I did find a rock that I could sit under as I was trying to think through. Am I going to keep pushing it, or am I just going to play it safe? So I played it safe, went back. But, oh well. Don, how was your trip?
It was good. Obviously, I didn't. I ended up not finishing. I came home. I don't know. Guess I've been home about a month now.
Yeah.
I kind of did some spurts, but so I took some time off after I got to. After I did about 650 miles, I took some time off. Went and saw my grandbaby up in Oregon. Saw my son.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my permit was going to have me go up to Ashland and start hiking south anyway. Ashland, Oregon. And so it probably took too many days off because I got back on trail going south out of Dunsmuir because there was still a lot of snow on the trail between Ashland and Dunsmuir, California. And I was kind of by myself. I started passing a few northbounders, but not many. So I wasn't seeing hardly anybody. And it was just kind of boring. I mean, it was pretty. I had Mount Shasta, I was going around it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
For 4 or 5 days, and there was a sketchy part with some snow I ran into that I was by myself and almost probably really hurt myself bad or worse. So that kind of made me a little nervous. But after I got through that, wasn't too bad. And then I took a couple of zeros waiting for some friends that were coming northbound. And I don't know if I told you my old Navy buddy that had started in March. He was coming through Chester, California. And so I stayed there like 4 days waiting for him instead of just because I didn't want to pass him on the trail and spend 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So I waited there and by the time, we met and he was heading on north, I decided to come home then. And I was home for a few weeks, and then me and my wife met one of the guys I had hiked with in the desert section up in Oregon, and we hiked a little bit up in there too, and then obviously saw my grandbaby again. So
Yeah, which
Nice.
is all right. And that's you were doing some of the Oregon Trail then, weren't you?
on the PCT, yeah, in Oregon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Now you were talking about the sand dunes. It reminded me of I think it was right after there's a thing they call the LA Aqueduct, and it's 17 miles, and you're hiking right on top of the aqueduct and right next to it. And it was that
Nowhere to hide.
Do what?
Nowhere to hide.
Yeah, no, it was, and it was pretty hot, and I was by myself, and I saw 1 or 2 people that day, but again, it was just long and boring. I was talking
And
to
don't
myself.
most people try to do that one at night though?
There were some people. Some kids that they would leave at like 4 or 5, and then hike until like 2 or 3 in the morning. And I just did not want to get on that schedule of doing that. And it wasn't. It could have been a lot hotter, but it was bearable.
No.
But that next day, I had this big climb, and I just played this game in my head where I would just count the songs that were playing in my ear, and as the song was playing, I would just repeat the number to help pass the time. And I think it was like 40 something songs I got through to get to the top of this big climb. And
No kidding.
yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm ready to be done.
Whoa.
Yeah. I got to this water cache, and I was going to camp by this cache because it had about 9 miles to get into Tehachapi, and it was like 2:30 in the afternoon. I'm like, well, it's too early to camp, but it's still 9 miles, and I just decided to go for it because I was going to take a zero in Tehachapi anyway. So I ended up getting there and taking 2 zeros.
Wow.
That was fun. Saw a lot of cool stuff though. My Navy friend, he ended up finishing, I guess it was last week, Tuesday, or a week before that. I can't remember. I think it was last Tuesday he finished. He got to the Canadian border, but he had to go around a few fire closures in Washington.
Yeah, we got some flamers going up here.
Yeah. So I'm already talking about doing the Washington section next year.
It's
Oh,
beautiful.
okay.
I mean,
Yeah,
out of all the sections I've seen, I've actually hiked the Washington section, and it is beautiful.
But yeah, that was one of the 3 main things I wanted to do, and I didn't get to do it, so or I didn't do it.
Yeah, yeah. So you think you might do that next year?
Yeah, probably starting in July or August. That's the kind of tentative plan right now with
Okay.
a couple that I met from Canada and one of the fella I hiked with in the desert. So
Okay.
yeah, so got to meet some really cool people, and that's kind of was one of my goals. So
Yeah, yeah.
and my wife, I'm going to take her into Kentucky in 2 weeks. She's going to meet up with some friends, and she's going to hike the Sheltowee Trace Trail in Kentucky.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you've ever heard of that one, Dan or Tony, but
I don't
No.
think so. No, I don't think so.
Most of the trails
Now-
I know are here in Washington.
Is the PCT through Washington anywhere near you, Tony? Or you?
Right now I could get to the PCT in about an hour and a half.
Okay.
I'm not far from White Pass.
Okay.
okay.
Actually, it'd be faster for me to drive out to Mount Adams from where I'm at, but
Yeah.
that
Well, I
road's
was near
rough.
the CDT. There at White's at the Great Sand Dunes. You're very near the CDT, and in fact, as I was just driving out of toward New Mexico and past the trail on the way, so that was sort of cool.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Chaco Canyon. Where is that at? It's up in the kind of the northwest part of New Mexico.
It's sort of north central. It was about 250 miles from the park, from Sand Dunes Park.
Okay. Oh, you're talking about the sand dunes in Colorado that was close to the CDT.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
went.
I don't know, 50, 60 miles south of Farmington,
Yeah.
Okay.
south and east. Not far off the highway.
But it's rough getting to it. The you're going down a pretty rough paved road, and then the pavement runs out, and then you go for about 12 miles down this sort of washboard gravel road, and then that runs out, and you get to this section that is I don't know I think it's Apache reservation, and they really don't like having the park there anyway, and they don't like having the visitors come through, so they don't do anything to maintain that road. So you travel about I'm guessing 4 to 8 miles maybe on that really rough road, and then you come out on paved road again, and so it's not too bad, but it's had a lot of folks in RVs. They were asking the rangers, "What's going on with the road back here?" And so then they were explaining that
They don't
what
want
was
you to
going
get to the campground.
what's that?
They don't want you to get to the campground.
No, they really don't want you to get to the campground. But the campground's pretty nice. It's not huge, but it's pretty nice, and the park is just amazing. It's just very. There's one of the great houses that you can just go all through it. They don't want you climbing on the walls, of course, but you can just climb. You can go all through it, go through the rooms, and I mean those great houses. They had hundreds of rooms in them. It's amazing, the construction, and the construction is all standardized. The walls were about 30 inches thick. It was like limestone and shell rock, but the face of those walls were as smooth as drywall. I mean, it was amazing. And then the roads are done just very well. So yeah, I was very impressed with it. Very impressed. Got Kenny and Deb on here. Got
Yeah. They just got
rerun.
off the cruise. They did an Alaskan cruise.
Oh, really?
So they went drove to Seattle, and now they're on their way back to Vegas.
And we got Cage Free here. I love the name. Yep. Oh me.
So
Well-
Tony, are you going to that same place that you were at last year, or somewhere different?
No, we're going to a different one. My father-in-law's driving his motor now. I'm going to meet us down there. So we're going to have the 2 motorhomes in a single lot in a different area.
Mm.
And of course, we got some excursions planned out in the desert, of course. I know I'm going out there a lot, so because the wife will be entertained because of her father. It's not like I'm going to leave her alone this time. So maybe I can do a couple day trips, maybe get a couple backpacking trips in. I know I'm going to do a trip before I leave. I haven't decided where. I've got everything
Before you leave
packed
Washington?
ready. Yeah.
Okay.
I just got to get a few things accomplished before that point. I leave this campsite Tuesday next week. And then I'm going to be at the next campsite till I leave on the 8th. So hopefully I get everything organized and maybe take a trip up to the mountains or something like that.
That'd be nice. That would be nice.
Might be one of those I'll have the wife drop me off, pick me up in a couple days type of thing.
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out my diet. I'm just about burned out on all the different trail meals. So Don, what do you do when you start getting burned out on trail meals?
Oh goodness gracious!
Yeah.
Honestly, I stopped eating breakfast in a way. I would start hiking, and I would just have a bar, and I would try to. I'd usually start hiking by 6 or a little before. I'd take a
Okay.
break, maybe have another bar at about 9:30 or so, and then I'd have like tuna for lunch. But dinners, I would kind of spread it. I was getting so sick of ramen, but it was so light and easy to make.
Yeah.
I'd carry 1 or 2 like mountain houses and the rest ramen or something like that. But if I had a chance, I'd pack out a sandwich or some pizza or
Yeah.
whatever.
Right. A couple of Subways will do just fine.
Yeah.
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 I've
Oranges
done
and
that a lot.
energy drink or something.
Yeah, the first day, it's nice to have something you can pack out, and I've done it a bunch of times. Just pack out a big old foot-long Subway. You get to where you're going, and that thing you should have bought 2.
Yeah.
I don't care about the food too much. I don't mind ramen. I eat it all the time anyway. I got Mountain House, but DoorDash, that would be nice in some spots.
That would be sweet, wouldn't it? I started laughing at Kevin.
Just get a drone to drop it off for you. I'll take a pizza.
There you'd
Thanks. Oh, and a cold beer would be good to go with that pizza.
Yes. Yep. You just keeps on coming. Cereal and powdered milk. I did a lot of that. I mean, I did that for breakfast. Now I did learn that I started packing the powdered milk separate from anything else because it seemed like the cereal, there was still a little bit of moisture in it, and the milk
and
would
get
curdle.
clumpy.
Yeah, it went bad on me a couple of times. So I started packing this powdered milk in its own little pouch, and then but that was pretty
Like
good.
Don, I'm not really a fan of breakfast, so a trail mix or a bar, good for me in the mornings. I'm not a big coffee drinker, so hey, as long as I got some water, I'm good to go. Maybe some instant tea, which is caffeine free, sugar free.
Yeah,
That kind of thing. Summer
Yeah,
sausage, I do. I like summer sausage, cheddar cheese, and a tortilla with a little bit of mustard.
That's nice.
That's good lunch snack there.
Yep. So, yeah, it's so blasted heavy that
Yeah,
I'm
tortillas
trying
are heavy. The sausage is heavy. The
Yeah.
cheese is heavy. And hey, I
Yeah,
bring a jar of
everything.
mustard,
Oh
plastic one,
yeah.
of course, but because I use a Southwest mustard,
Oh
and that'll
yeah.
go in anything because it's a little
Yeah.
spicy. It'll work for everything, so it'll
Yeah.
improve any meal.
I used to do that when we'd go into a restaurant. I'd grab, the packets,
Right.
mustard, mayonnaise. I don't like ketchup, so I left the ketchup alone. I gave that to somebody else. But yeah, mustard and mayonnaise I'd get, and yeah, you could spice up some stuff. Then I usually would have, my peanut butter and honey burrito for lunch. I did a lot of those.
Hmm.
But then I started just burning out on every one of them. So,
I don't like peanut butter.
Yeah.
And Kevin, my dog, carries his own food and water.
yeah,
Of course, he's a little
backpack.
bigger than Jackie Boy too. So
Yeah, Jackie Boy wouldn't carry a whole lot. He wouldn't be able to carry a whole lot.
Kind of like camping cage free. I carried a lot of beef sticks and jerky too. That kept me with protein. And it was easy to eat and easy to pack, and it's expensive, but it was good.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you could go to Buc-ee's and get some jerky.
Buc-ee's. There's a Buc-ee's. The first Buc-ee's I'd ever been to is just outside of Fort Collins, Colorado, and that place it's just crazy. 120 something gas pumps. Have you guys ever been in a Buc-ee's?
no,
Yeah.
we don't have them out here.
Oh, Tony, it's a cult.
You don't know. I did buy some jerky there to go when we went up to Oregon to hike that last section, and it was good stuff.
Oh, it is. Yeah, they have a wall of jerky. I mean, it's you can get anything you want.
In this place,
I've
they
seen the
were
pictures. It's
processing it
crazy.
and packing it and everything right behind there, making fresh barbecue sandwiches and everything. Man, it smelled good in there.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a picture. I probably won't be able to. Yeah, there's two in Tennessee as you're driving over toward North Carolina, and we always hit them up. And then there's one in Springfield, Missouri, Don.
Oh, is there? Okay.
Yeah.
Might end up going through there when I take Tracy out to the Sheltowee.
Oh, me. Yeah, that would be the place to stop.
It's so funny too because it was packed and people were just taking pictures, and it's like a big amusement center with food and gifts, and I mean, there's so much food in there. I mean, even the bathrooms. Oh my gosh, there must have been 50 urinals and 50 stalls in just the men's bathroom. It was crazy.
Yep. It
sounds crazy.
Insane. And there's no place to sit down and eat.
No. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they want you out of there, room for more people.
They're rotating them through. But, the pulled pork sandwiches are huge and they're good.
Very good. I had one of those too.
Oh my. Well, yep, that was the Bucky mobile there.
Yeah. I had a picture somewhere. I think I've offloaded it off my phone, but
you can see that behind the truck there, all that jerky on the wall.
Yeah. I mean, it's a whole
wall
of
of different flavors.
They had the mascot running around the store, so I got a selfie with it.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. I had a picture with him. Oh my. Yeah, it was crazy. But
we don't have anything even close to like that around here.
Yeah,
we got truck stops. That's about it, and they're not big. Every once in a while, you'll find a truck stop that actually has a restaurant attached to it. So that's nice. You can get food, but usually gas and go.
I'm gonna pull up a teaser here, I think, and see if I can.
I will be driving up the Columbia River again this year. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Well, here's a shot from the Milky Way from the Great Sand Dunes.
Nice.
That was 4 pictures across and 4 photos up. So that's 16
Wow.
photos stitched together for that one. And then
Nice.
this is the one from New Mexico. And that
Yeah,
one,
you lined that up pretty good.
it just was, yeah. At 9 o'clock, the Milky Way was off between that mesa and the butte. And I'm thinking, I didn't get in the right spot because I'd used my apps and and I'd figured out exactly where I wanted to be. And so I took one picture at 9 o'clock at night. Then I waited, and that one was done at 11, and it was just perfect. It had shifted over and it lined up right out of the top of the butte. So, yeah.
That's a good teaser. That looks pretty cool.
So yeah, had let's see, Open Air Adventure. Kenny up in I think Nova Scotia. I think that's where he lives. He was asking me if I was gonna give the details on how I did that. So when I do that video, I'm gonna try to lay out exactly how I took the shots, and so we'll see.
Yeah.
See if it turns out.
Interesting. I know my camera won't do it. My phone probably would. I think phones are so much better than cameras anymore.
True. I mean, the phone. I did one with with my iPhone, and it was pretty good. But it wasn't. Of course, it wasn't what that camera was. But
Right.
it's not near as heavy as that camera is either.
Did
And
you
you're
take
going
your
to carry it anyway.
Yeah. Oh me. So, yeah, I'm just trying to see if there's anything else in here that I could show you. I should be able to. Think. Is that it? I think this might be the iPhone camera. See if that's it. No, that's not it. That's not it. Oh well, I can't find it. So anyway. But there's let's see now, Tony, when you came through Kansas, did you go through western Kansas, or you went through the center?
Yeah, we
part of
just
the
clipped
state?
the western edge.
So did you go to Lake Scott State Park by chance?
Let me see. Get out of New Mexico here. It sounds familiar.
It's a neat place.
I don't have my route saved, but yeah, we went to Liberal. And then
Okay.
headed north from there. So
You may have.
yeah, I think we drove right through Scott City.
They have a herd of buffalo there at Lake Scott, and they have this white buffalo that's there. That is that's pretty cool.
Looks like my dog with horns.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit bigger.
Maybe a little bigger, yeah.
Yeah. Very fun stuff. It's amazing what we can see out there.
Yeah. All you got to do is open your eyes.
Yes.
I might record some of the driving this time in the motorhome.
Yeah.
I might. Well, I think I record everything, but I don't always download it.
Yeah.
Especially going up the Columbia River on the Oregon side is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And I think we're going to stop at a place on the river, and we'll actually be boondocking 20 feet from the river itself. It's a big old marina, and they got spots you can just pull over and park. $10 a night. So I might stay there a couple days.
Hey, Brad Clay son on here. That's neat.
Cool.
All these old friends.
Now, originally,
name
we were just going to go straight south, hit I-5, go all the way, hit 10, boom, right to Yuma, like 19-hour drive.
Oh my.
And it's like, oh, I can go the other way. It's like 24 hours. I got 2 weeks. I leave on the 8th. I got reservations on the 21st. So I got all that time to get down there. And it's like, man, it doesn't make sense to just bolt. I'm
Yeah.
already going to end up spending 5 days out in the desert just waiting.
Yeah.
Because we're going to go over Salt Lake City area again. Go out there, go up in the hills and do some driving around, check out the salt flats, that kind of thing. Because last time I was at the salt flats, it was, a foot or so of water the whole way. So I couldn't even walk out there. It's like, man, that sucks. But we ended up driving around up in the hills quite a bit, and there's more to explore. So I want to go a little further out there this time. I'm also got more equipment with my Jeep, so I feel a little safer about doing that too.
Oh, good.
Some of those areas, there's no roads. You're just driving through the nothing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just sort of dead reckoning? Or
Mowing
how do
through
you
the
get
brush when you have to. going through the washes and stuff like that.
Huh.
And you hit a fence line. It's like, oh, guess we turn here. There's a lot of pasture land out there.
That's amazing. And folks, I mean, it was hard for me to imagine until you get out there and you start seeing it and you think, whoa, this is a big country. It's a big place. And we were driving back, Rick and I were driving back from Wyoming, and just as far as you could see for hours, nothing. And it didn't meet another car, didn't meet anything. It's just out there. It's for hours and hours. I think, man, if you have trouble out here, you're just sort of here.
A lot of those areas don't even have cell towers.
No. I guess you use shortwave radio or something. I don't know.
I carry a shortwave radio. I got a CB radio. GPS necessary. I can always hit that button.
Yeah. Don, what you got happening these days? Now, you said your wife is going out.
Yeah, so right now the plan is that I'm gonna kind of trail angel her and her friends. I don't,
cool.
Okay.
I might hike a little bit, and camp where they're gonna camp if I can reach it. I just didn't feel like hiking big miles. They're on kind of a timeline too. One of the people that she's hiking with, they've got a deadline, so they got to do the whole trail in like 21, 22 days, and so they're gonna have to do like 17-mile days just from the start.
No.
So
I'm too old for that.
Yeah.
I didn't really want to push myself that hard right off the bat again. I'm kind of a little bit burned out from hiking too, for at least that much. And I want, if I do hike that trail, I want to enjoy it. So, but I may end up trail angeling them, off and on, or I may end up coming back here and then going back there. It's about 700 something miles though, so it's not quick to get there.
Not quick, yeah.
I was just looking at because I'm going out to Moab. Either the last week of October or the first week of November. I'm not sure which. To hike with Nicole and Tim. That's 980 miles from here. So It's a long drive, but it'd be good to see them. It'd be good to see them.
It's a beautiful area too. So
Yeah, I've never been there. Nicole, she's done several videos from there, and it just looks the waters or the rocks look like they're liquid. You know, it looks like they've just been poured in place, and so I really was looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, we stopped at Arches National Park just north of Moab and did some day hiking through there when we were traveling down to see family. But yeah, it's real pretty.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that.
And that may be where we're going, Don. I'm not sure if we're going to the Arches or not.
Arches is a nice place. It's timed entry now there.
Really?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, but there's ways to beat that. You can get there before 7 o'clock in the morning or after 4:30, and you can get right in. You don't have to worry about timed entry.
Will that be the same in the fall too? You think, like in?
I'm not sure. We were there in the fall, but we camped past Arches before you get to Canyonlands. There's a BLM area, and we camped out there. And when we were up in Arches, we found a road that goes from there right straight to where we're camped. So if we ever go back, we're going to camp there and take that road into Arches. It's definitely a heavy 4-wheel drive only road, though. There were some pretty good drops and stuff. I hit a few times.
Yeah, I think they're looking at going to Delicate Arch in the Arches, and then Grandview over in
that
Canyon
one.
Land. Is Canyonlands close to Arches?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're not far apart at all.
Yeah.
Basically, you got Moab, and just outside of north of Moab, you got the entrance to Arches, and then you keep going up the highway, and then there will be the entrance to Canyonlands off the other side of the road.
Okay. All right.
Beautiful country. I could have spent another week there easy and still not seen enough. And I know there's a couple off-road trails going through Canyonlands. I'd love to do at some point, but I'd need extra fuel and all that stuff to do these runs. And I don't carry extra fuel, so.
In your Jeep, is that what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd need probably another 15 gallons at least. Basically, about 2 tanks of gas. But it gets you to some beautiful dark sky areas.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be nice. That was what, and Great Sands is supposed to be one of the dark sky areas, but I really thought the sky at Chaco Canyon was prettier than at the sand dunes.
Doesn't seem to be much around there at all.
In New Mexico?
Yeah, I'm looking at the map,
Yeah,
and you got all these towns, and they're, near small town. It's like 20 miles over the mountains.
Yep.
I can't tell if they're mountains from this view, but it's a small area. It doesn't look like there's anything there.
There's not much out there.
No.
Not much out there. It's
desolate,
but it's pretty impoverished too. It's really, sort of hard
right
to watch. But I had a blast. I met a couple of guys that live in the area. They had all of these stories that they were telling me about, their heritage from goes all the way back to those ancient pueblos. The stories that have been handed down about the place, which was just fascinating to listen to.
That's the thing out there in that whole area, Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado. There's areas where the canyons that you don't even know there's something there. And some people find it still. Find these spots where there are dwellings and just, small dwellings, of course, one person or something like that. But that's still pretty kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't even actually. No, I don't think I go through Utah this time on the way south. I'm gonna be stopping at West Wendover, Nevada, and I'll drive in the Salt Flats and stuff like that into Utah. But then I'm back into Nevada.
Hmm.
And this dang thing's telling me I can get almost to Vegas before I put fuel in my tank.
Oh, really?
I got a 129 gallon diesel tank on this thing.
Okay. And how far will that take you?
I usually go about 400 miles and fill her up, but
Okay.
I can probably get close to 1,000 if I push it.
Wow.
I don't push
Wow.
it. I don't want to run out of gas.
Yeah, I
Usually
wouldn't want to risk
the needle goes straight up. It's time to get some gas, you know.
Yeah.
But I can drive 200 miles for it. Says full because it fills up past there.
Oh, okay, and then drops back down off of it. Yeah, that was the thing too. Out there, I kept when I would hit a half a tank, I'd fill up wherever I could see it because I wasn't sure where the next gas station was going to be. It was out there.
Yeah, I use the RV Trip Wizard for planning the trip, and it gives me my mileage range and everything like that.
Oh wow!
And I can add all the gas stops I want along the way also.
Well,
I mean,
that's sweet.
I'll fill up here before I leave. Yeah, maybe not. I filled up when I was in Oregon last time. Probably won't fill up till I'm back in Oregon again. Gas is cheaper.
Well, that would, yeah.
And then, shoot, I think after Oregon, I'll go through all of Oregon, Idaho, and I probably won't fill up again until I'm in Nevada.
Wow.
And then from there, I'll probably fill up in Vegas, and then fill up again when I get to Yuma, or actually when I get to Quartzsite, Arizona, since I'm going to be out there boondocking. Probably want to run the generator for the AC units, so fill the tank.
How big's the tank?
Diesel generator.
How big is your tank on that thing?
My 129 gallons diesel.
Thanks.
Yeah, I got 100 gallons of fresh water. I can run the generator for about 2 weeks before I have to run to town and get gas.
Have to
That's
stop by the
amazing.
bank every time you need to get gas, then, right?
Oh, I'll tell you, I got a gas card, which saves me a pretty good amount. Each trip we've saved, I don't know, close to $600-700 each direction in just
Wow.
fuel. That's when we're zigzagging back and forth, going every place and stuff like that. This trip's going direct route. Well, yeah, direct route, but places we want to see.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, Roy, I don't
Roy,
plan on being there till close to end of October, so hopefully that temperature's closer into the 80s.
Yeah.
My wife will
that
say,
114,
stop, we're
you
not
can handle
going
that,
any
Tony.
further.
You could do that 114 and get you a quicker tan.
Oh, I haven't lost my tan yet.
Oh goodness.
Laughing about it, I wear the same sandals. Well, I can't buy a different pair because of those zebra stripes on my feet.
Yeah, got to keep it in line. Oh, funny. Oh goodness. Oh, yeah. I'm still. I mean, this just whooped from this last trip. I don't know what the deal is, but you can't get any energy, and
You need to turn around and go right back out then.
well, that's what when Nicole sent me a note and said, we could do it in October. Thinking, oh man, it's a long drive. But there's some advantages to both ways. It'll be good to see them.
Yeah, you'll have fun. That's a great area. They'll probably wear you out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know I didn't do a lot of big trips while I was out there in that area, but hiking all the little trails and stuff like that, do it all in
Yeah.
one day. Oh boy. Get back. All right. Have a beer. I think I'm going to take a nap.
Well, that's what I wanted to go to Sedona and take Connie to Sedona and just sort of set up a base camp and then do some short hikes out from there.
That's what I like.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
know when we
I
were
think I'm liking that
couple
more.
areas we did that. It's just fun. You don't have
Yeah.
to go to a certain point or a certain place. You can wander around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's lunchtime. Let's stop, have lunch, and of course my dog hates that part. He doesn't like to stop. And then you just keep going.
Yeah.
Oh, it's probably time to turn back now and head back different direction. It's a nice thing about out in the desert. You know, you can pretty much see where you're going and run around that way.
Yeah. Yeah. But Roy, it sounds like they're having a freeze cold
Yeah, the cold snap.
snap coming in to keep it down to 114.
The snowbirds are starting to come back. Usually, like me, the end of October is when you want to show up.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's still in the hundreds. Stick away from the triple digits, thanks.
Oh, it was nice out there. Even in the dunes, the high was around 80, and at night it got down to about 45, and then get down to New Mexico, and even there the high was mid 80s, and the lows was high 40s.
That's not bad.
It wasn't bad at all.
I like it when it
Put
cools
water
down.
in here in 5 miles.
Yeah, as long as you have water, it helps.
Yeah, that does help.
Oh goodness, I don't know.
I usually buy a
know
big
why I
old
didn't.
case of water and keep it in the Jeep when we're down there. So no
Well, I
matter
had
what,
12. I had 12-liter bottles of smart bottles or smart water in the back of the car, and I could have grabbed a bottle and taken it with me. But I thought it's just a half mile. I'll be back, and then so I sort of cameled up a little bit, and then struck out. But buddy, that was not smart.
I don't hike out with at least a couple of them every time.
Yeah. That's what I usually have two, and then I've got a hose that screws down into it and goes across my backpack. And,
I've been thinking about that. That's not a bad idea.
It works well. Let me see if I can find it.
Because my day pack, I have to take it off to get to the bottles, even though they're in the side pouches. I can't reach up here.
Yeah, this is it. So this screws down into it like a big straw.
Yeah.
It just screws down into the smart bottle, and then there's a bite valve on the other end, and you just take a drink, and it works real good.
Yeah,
I don't like Camelback.
Bladder.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't care for the bladders. But
most of the hikes here in Washington, we bring a half-liter bottle and it empties.
Yeah,
because you can't walk a mile out here without finding water.
Well, that's nice. That's nice.
Whole different game down in the desert, that's for sure.
You could walk a mile out there and you didn't find water.
You could walk a couple days out there and not find water.
Yeah, it was.
I'm hoping to get some kayaking in on the Colorado River while I'm down there this year, bringing my kayak. So,
that'd be nice.
I didn't bring it last year. It's like, I don't need it. Then every time we go out by the river, it's like, geez, I just want to go kayaking up there.
Yeah. Have you guys the inflatable kayaks? Are they any good?
That's what I have. Oh,
it is?
Yeah. It's a 2-person kayak, but I wouldn't try putting 2 people in it.
Oh.
The space just isn't big enough unless there are 2 small people.
Oh, okay.
I usually set my seat in the back, my pack in the front, or my tackle box, depending on what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But
Where'd you get it?
I got it on Amazon. It's an Intex Challenger, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, we're looking for something that we can do because we're right by a lake here, and like we can rent a kayak or canoe, and it's $14
these,
an hour.
you know, they fold up. Not super small, but about 40 pounds with all the stuff. You know, everything folds up. I have a tote, and all my whole kayak, life jacket, all my stuff is in the tote with the oars, everything. So everything breaks
Nice.
down. Up.
Okay. Pretty
And my
durable.
little pump will inflate the whole thing too.
Huh.
That's pretty.
I don't bring it most of the time. I just use the big old hand pump it up. But I did test it one time with that little air mattress pump, and boy, oh boy, yeah, it inflated that
It
kayak.
blew it up. That's pretty neat. Yeah, it's I watched some folks. Well, last time I was hiking in North Carolina, there were some folks that they pulled them out and pumped them up. They had the foot pump, you know, and they were pumping it up.
Yeah.
And then they launched it. I'm thinking that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, as long as you don't mind a little bit of wet, because where your bottom sits in there, all the water collects in that little dent. So you're gonna get wet. I mean, if it's super cold water, I'll wear my wetsuit. You know, simple as that. But if it's hot, I'll get wet. I don't care.
Yeah, I was just laughing because, you know, I can't get into a kayak without getting wet. So it's if I'm going to get in it, it's not so much a matter of minding getting wet or not. It's just it's inevitable.
It's gonna happen. The inflatable ones are a little bit more stable on the water, so you're not as tippy as the regular kayak.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's helpful.
And between the actual rudder on it and your bottom on it, it stays down into the water pretty good. Okay. I imagine with two people in this thing, it would probably not even move as far as wind or anything else, because you put the weight in it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I bet I had it out in the winds on the lake and never had an issue with it.
Yeah. Okay.
These last couple of years I went south, I just didn't bring it. It's like, oh, there's not enough water down there to merit that. But all these ponds and lakes we've been to and river, it's like, yeah, I'd love to just get out there and cruise it.
Yeah.
Especially somewhere I can just throw the backpack in there with me and go on a trip. So I have a 40-liter dry bag, so I can put all my stuff in that, no problem.
That's cool. That's nice.
I'm looking at some pictures of them right now. They look pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Because we had some kayaks in Oregon, and I had a pickup then, so it wasn't too hard to just haul them down to the river or whatever.
Right.
But I don't have a pickup now, and I'd like something a little easier to haul around.
I just throw it in the trunk or throw it in the back seat. Or like I'm going to put my tote on the roof rack of the Jeep. So when we're traveling, it's out of the way completely. Just strap it to the rack and leave it. Until we get down there and where we're going, I'll take it out and set it aside unless I need it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds pretty. What about the ones with the paddles or the pedals that you propel
with self-propelling ones?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, heck with that. Give me a motor. Because you'd just be going like this the whole time in one of those things, so that, as you're pedaling.
Well, that's what I was thinking. It would be
rocking. I don't know for sure, but that would seem like, as you're moving your legs, and it's bad enough even when you're, going like this, it's doing the same.
Yeah, it does.
The inflatable ones are so stable, and even if you fill the thing up, you're not going to sink.
Okay.
Because, not the big old air bag.
Yeah, so you're
They're triple chambered. It's got a chamber for the floor, which you can stand on it if you wanted to when you're getting in, easy enough. Then it's got a double wall chamber also. So it's got a lower
Okay.
chamber. That you got to do it in succession when you fill them up. But
Do you have to change the where you put the air in, or do you,
yeah, it
does
has three separate nozzles, 1, 2,
Okay.
3. So you start where A, B, and C. I don't know. I just remember 1, 2, 3. But you just pump one up, cap her off, pump the other one up, cap it off. Mine has an extra float insert that goes up under the front of the boat that you
Uh-huh.
air up, and you can keep it in there.
Huh.
And the seats are
sounds good.
inflatable also. So like I say, it collapses down pretty darn small. I mean, I got a
That may be the thing, Don.
27-gallon tote that it's in.
Yeah, it's looking like it.
And what's the weight of it?
40, 45 pounds.
Okay.
Everything.
Okay.
Easy enough to pick up and carry a short distance.
Yeah.
Or inflate it and grab it, throw it on your shoulder, and hike her to the water kind of thing.
Yeah, if you had the portage, it wouldn't be nearly as bad as a
Yeah.
regular kayak.
No, I wouldn't portage my canoe, that's for sure. 2 people, we portage that thing empty.
Yeah.
We've hauled it with 2 people on our shoulders before, the canoe, and it's a big old fiberglass canoe, so it weighs a ton.
Yes.
These new ones, they get pretty darn light, especially the nice cedar strip canoes and stuff.
Yeah. Well, guys, it's time for dinner. Have you eaten yet, Tony?
It's only 4 o'clock, Dan.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. That's true. I forget about all the way out to Pacific Coast line time.
I'll think about
What
it.
about you, Don?
We're getting ready to eat, I think.
Yeah. Well, probably land the plane then, and then go grab something to eat. Tony, I'll have something for you as an appetizer. Thank you guys for joining me.
Yeah,
my
it's been
pleasure.
Fun.
Again.
I was excited to get caught up and hear from you. And, always good to see you, Don.
All right. Yeah,
Yeah.
let me know if you want to do something.
Okay.
Just hanging
Okay.
out right now for a couple more weeks, and then I'll be back probably in October sometime.
Well, I'm gonna let it cool down here just a little bit more. But today hasn't been bad. Today is, well, it's 83 right now. It was 85.
Well, it's only
as a high.
70 here.
Yeah, Tony, you're killing me, man. Oh, that sounds so nice.
Yeah, but it doesn't cool down much. So
Yeah. Oh, at night it doesn't cool down much.
no, I think when I got up, it was 59.
Okay. Yeah, it will here. I think
Not
it's
a big
supposed to.
temperature swing today, at least.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 50 here tonight, so that'll be good.
40 to 50 is good sleeping temperatures.
It is. Open the windows, turn the air off, and just.
I've just
enjoy
been
it.
sleeping in the hammock on top of my sleeping bag. Like it
Oh,
doesn't
okay.
get cold enough, you know.
Yeah, to crawl in. No.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we will. I'll shoot you guys a note. I'm planning on doing it again next Monday. If you're
Sounds good.
available, you're always
Okay.
welcome. Max, he had family in with him last week and this week, so or week before last and this week. So last
Be
week
good
I was on
catch
the
up
road.
with him too.
Yeah. Yep. Well, y'all take care. We will see you later.
See
And
everybody
everybody,
later.
thank you for joining us.
See you, Tony.
Bye-bye.
See you, Dan.
See ya.
All right, Don.